Hi dear viewers, and welcome to the spreadsheet tutorial. In this video, we will create a commission plan template manually. Let's go ahead and check how it works on my Odoo database. Okay, so here we are on our Odoo database, and I've received the commission rates from my manager. They are in the documents. So in the documents in the spreadsheet, I have these sales commissions with the different plans. So we can see here that we have commission tiers and for each of them, we have a minimum amount and a maximum amount. So for each euro of sales between those two amounts, my salesperson will receive a rate of 5% for the first one, 10% for the second tier, and so on.
Hi, Ugo, that's nice. How can I get the rates applied to my actual data?
Well, for that, we need to get the data first. So for that, let's go back to our main dashboard, then to the sales application. We are going to go to reporting and then to the sales menu so that we can see all the sales that have occurred in the past. So I will remove this filter. And in order to insert it into the spreadsheet, I want to put that into the pivot view here. And I need to change the axis. So first of all, I will check the measure is untaxed total. This is what I want, so this is perfect. I will group by here per salesperson because I want to get the actual number of sales per salesperson. And I want to also group by quarter so that we have the amount for each quarter here. So I have a nice table. The only thing I will do here is click twice here to get the highest sales at the top so that it's ordered and nicer to see. Once I have done that, I can insert this into my spreadsheet. So I will put it into a new spreadsheet here. Up, I will name this spreadsheet commissions. And I have all the table that I inserted. So what I will want to do is to be able to filter on a specific quarter so I can compute the amounts on this quarter. So for that, the first thing I will use is what we call the global filters. So those filters here above. And I want to create a filter on a date because I want to be able to filter on the quarter. So I will say date here, month, quarter for the time range. I want to automatically filter on the current period and to select the quarter. And I need to say here which field this is related to. There are many dates, but in this case, I will choose the order date, which makes more sense. So if I do this, you see that my data is filtered for a specific date. So it was in 2024. Let's go in 2023. And here I see that I have all of my data. Also, if I want to focus on a specific salesperson, I can create a second filter, which will in this case be a relation filter because my salesperson are actually a relational field based on the sales order. So this will be a relation. So I will say here, salesperson, this will be the name of my filter. And I need to set the related model. The salesperson field on the sale order is connected to the user. So in this case, I need to say this is going to be connected to the user. And I also want to automatically filter on the current user so that each of my salesperson, when they open the dashboard, can arrive on their own commission for the quarter at the moment. And the field matching is already done. So when I do this, it's going to filter specifically on me. I didn't do any sales, but I can select other salesperson and I will see only their results for one specific quarter.
Perfect. But how can I get a nicer table with the data I actually need?
For that, you will need to change a bit the way we are calling the data. So here we got an image of how was the pivot table when I got it, because all of the cells have been filled in with a complex formula, not so complex if we look at it. So if we look at the header here, for example, it's getting the data from the data table 1. It wants the quarter, that is the first one of 2023. And this formula is never going to change. It will always stay the same, whatever my filter. So I need to change the formula in order to call only the data that I want. And there is an easy way to do that by calling a function that is called Odoo pivot table. So I will write it here. And when I use this function here, I only need to say which pivot I want to call. If I want a specific number of rows, which is not my case, if I want to include totals, and in this case, I don't want them either, and if I want the titles, and I prefer not to have them, so I will put a 0 as well. Once I do this, you will see I get only the data that correspond to my specific filters. So if I don't put a salesperson, I get all the results for all the salesperson for the quarter.
Okay, thank you very much. That's nice. And how do I actually calculate the commission rate?
So for that, I will need to go back to my document and fetch the table of my commission plan and copy it so that I can actually create a new sheet here with my rates. Okay, so I will name this sheet here commission computation. And this one, I will call them actuals so that I track. And the first table, I don't need it anymore. I can actually just delete it. It won't have any impact. Okay, so once I have my commission plan here, I will just want to transpose this table so I can make more computation based on each salesperson. So that I use the transpose function and we'll take this range here. Okay, so I get the transpose table. And here I will want to take all of my salesperson. So for that, I will refer to the actuals here, extend my function in both directions. Here, my filter is automatically set back to 2024. I'll put it back to 2023 and remove the salesperson so I can see all of the data. And now I will want to compute the amount that each salesperson will get on each tier of the commission. So that's a bit more complex. Let's see how we can do. The goal here is to get either the minimum amount between this here and what is left in the tier here. So in this case, that will be the min of this amount minus this, or this one minus this one. Okay. So in this case, I get 5,000, which is logical since I'm well above the tier. So I will receive a commission rate on the full tier in this case. So now I will need to expand this function. For that, I need to fix some of the values. Here, I will need to fix the column. So by clicking on F4 to get the dollar in front of the P. And here I need to fix the rows by getting a dollar in front of the number. Okay, so by doing this, I can now extend this formula in both directions up to get the amount of commissions on each tier for each of the salesperson. What I see is that I have negative amounts, so I just need to add one small thing, which is to get the max amount of this minimum and 0. And by doing this and extending the formula again, I will get the right amount on which to compute my commission rate. So now I just need to take this amount, multiply it by the rate. So by doing, once again, just times this element and fixing the column here, the row, sorry, here, up, and extending, once again, this formula in both directions. So I can see on each tier how much each of my salesperson won. So the full commission will be the sum of that. So let's just take the sum by summing all of this here up and getting this value down here. Okay, so I get the full commission rate. I got the actuals. I got everything here. I just want to present it now into a nice table. So I will create a new sheet here. I will rename it commission. Put it as the first table and get my values here. So let's first take the salesperson. For that, I will just say it's equal to this value here above and extend as well. Then I will want to get the actual value of the sales. So this was also just there, so I can extend also. Then my commission total by saying this is equal to this value here and getting it down as well. And now I can compute some nice numbers. So for example, the total rate of commission that I get, I assign the percentage here, it's going to be equal to the commission over the actuals in terms of percentage here. And don't forget to put a small if error function here in order to avoid a division by 0 in this case. So by doing this, I get a nice table. I can play with the table to change the values and compute it on different quarters. And I will see that it's not always the first salesperson that comes on top. Okay, so now we want to share this information with all of my salesperson. And to do this, the best option is to create a dashboard out of it. I'll just put some this in bold and now add this to my dashboard. So let's put that, let's call it commissions, into the dashboard section sales, and change the access group to be part of the sales minimum, so sales user own documents only, and create this dashboard. So here you will see my commission for the month. So we can just use the filter like we did on the spreadsheet to get the specific commission amount right here. And that's it for the creation of a commission plan template. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.